And we have observed a very disturbing phenomenon that has been happening, particularly in some states of the Federation. And we want to focus specifically on the notorious and daredevil activities of armed vigilantes that were set up by some states in the southeast. Very notorious, form of a vigilante that is not the kind of vigilante that the people of that region actually demanded. Is that the government of Ebonyi State, the party in control of that state, is so intolerant of political opposition, so much so that the armed vigilante that was set up by the Ebonyi State Assembly, that they call the Ebubago, have consistently been in the news for the very wrong reason. If you open the newspaper pages today, or if you browse, you go to Google, you see a lot of reports of attacks of political opponents. Yesterday it was the Abga governorship candidate in Ebonyi State that was attacked, and his driver was killed. Several people, PWB's, this year obedient movement, wanted to stage a rally. They were one of the first victims of harassment and intimidation by the Ebonyi State government. Threats against political opponents. What kind of democracy are we running? Why wouldn't you allow everybody who wants to run for election and freely ask people to vote for them? If they win, let them represent the people of their constituencies or the people of the state in any capacity that the voters have chosen to exercise their mandate. This is not an accusation. We're not saying the governor is using a Ebubago or whatever. We're saying that the stories coming from that state is becoming now certain. Campaign venues, which is a very common phenomenon all over the country, so it's not a Ebonyi problem per se. The reason why Ebonyi has become very notorious is because of the killings that are targeted at the political opponents. And when you read so many of those stories emanating from Ebonyi State, there is a single, one single group that everybody is saying they are responsible for most of these attacks. It's Ebubago. Everybody is saying Ebubago is a problem of the people of Ebonyi State, that the government in that state have decided to deploy Ebubago to harass, intimidate, and ensure that political opponents are not given the freedom to move around the state and, canvass for votes from the people of the state. So Nigeria must work like a country that is governed by laws. We want to give the governor of Ebonyi State 7 days notice, within which he has to ensure that political opponents are not harassed, are not intimidated, are allowed to exercise their fundamental rights, or we will petition the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the government of United Kingdom, government of USA, government of Australia, to demand for a visa ban. Because when America said we are going to impose visa ban on certain elements who are working against democracy, maybe people think those kinds of elements that are working against democracy are not actually in existence.